Muskgrass. Chara. Muskgrass is a green algae. It concentrates CaCO2 in its tissues, and it has a foul odor. Water Horsetail. Equisetum fluviatile. Water Horsetail comes from an ancient family. It has whorls of primitive leaves, and it is a source of silica. Quillwort. Isoetes. Quillwort has a fleshy corm at the base of the leaves. The leaves are simple and spirally arranged. All of these species are similar. Water plantain. Alisma plantango aquatica. The water plantain has underground stems and edible tubers. It flowers in a panicle. Arrowhead. Sagittaria cuneata. The arrowhead has edible tubers. It is found in marshes and has either monoecious or dioecious flowers. Sweet flag. Ichorus calamus. The sweet flag has a pungent aromatic sap, a spadix-shaped flower, and a tuberous rootstock. Water Arum. Calla palustris. The water arum has spadix and spathe flowers, pungent sap, and a tuberous rootstock. Sedge. Carex. The sedge has triangular, solid stems. The flowers are in the spikelets with the nutlets. Sedge. Cyperus. This sedge has many spikelets and closed-leaved sheaths. Three-way sedge. Dulichium arundinaceum. The leaves are in 3 regular rows, and the stem is round. Spike rush. Eleocharis. The leaves reduce to bladeless sheaths. It has solitary spikes and many stems. Cottongrass. Eriophorum. Cottongrass has a perianth of cotton-like bristles, and it lives in bogs and tundra habitats. Bulrush. Scripus. The stems of the bulrush are sometimes round in the cross-section. The nutlets are contained in the scale-covered flower heads. Pipewort. Eriocaulon. The leaves are slender with many cross veins. The flower head sits at or just above the surface, and it prefers sandy lake shores. Wild rice, Zizania aquatica. Wild rice is an important economic species. It has monoiscous flowers. Cane grass, Phragmites communis. Cane grass is large, 3 meters and higher. Inflorescence pubescent, which means short, soft hairs. Water celery, Vallisneria americana. The water celery form large masses near the lake bottoms. The flowers rise from the spathes. Canada waterweed, Alodia canadensis. The Canada waterweed has flowers in spathes. It is submerged, and there are both male and female plants. European frogbit, Hydrocharis morus rennae. The European frogbit is an invasive species from Europe. It forms free-floating colonies in marshes and has a complex floating root system. Lesser duckweed, Lemna minor. The lesser duckweed is undifferentiated, which means it has no stems or leaves. It has a single dangling root hair, and it is colony forming. Star duckweed, Lemna tresulca. The star duckweed is also undifferentiated, no stems or leaves. The flowers are inconspicuous, and it is colony forming. Greater duckweed, Spirodella polyrhiza. The greater duckweed is floating and larger than the lesser duckweed. It has 3 or more dangling root hairs, and the flowers are inconspicuous. Yellow flag iris, Iris pseudoacoris. The yellow flag iris has large, showy flowers, and the leaves are large and sword-like. It is a perennial. Rush, Jankus. The rush resembles sedges, especially Scripus. There are 6 segments in the perineum, which is the floral envelope, and the fruit are in the capsules. Naiad, Najas flexilis. The naiad has whorled leaves, perfect flowers, and there are many similar species in genus. Bigleaf pondweed, bassweed, Potamogeton ampifolius. The bigleaf or large-leaf pondweed, also referred to as the bassweed, has alternate large leaves with stipules, which are small leaf-like scales at the base of the petiole. Curlyleaf pondweed, Potamogeton crispus. The curlyleaf pondweed has alternate leaves, that are curled with toothed leaf edges. It is an introduced species. Floating leaf pondweed, Potamogeton natans. The floating leaf pondweed has alternate leaves, two kinds on the same plant. The leaves are heart-shaped at the base. Ribbon-leaf pondweed, Potamogeton epihydrus. The ribbon-leaf pondweed also has alternate leaves, two kinds on the same plant. It has small spatula-shaped floating leaves. Richardsons Pondweed, Potamogeton richardsoni. Richardsons Pondweed has alternate leaves with stipules at the leaf base. It can be colonial. Robin's Pondweed, Potamogeton robinsi. Robin's pondweed has alternate leaves that are fern-like. The leaf bases are whitish and often overlapping. Pickerelweed, Pontidaria cordata. The pickerelweed has heart-shaped leaves that are petioled. It has numerous flowers in its spikes. Burreed, Sparganium. The flowers are in the spherical heads. The upper leaves are triangular in the cross-section. Water starwort, Callitarichi. The water starwort is a submergent. The leaves are paired. Each pair is rotated 90 degrees to the adjacent leaves. Coontail, Ceratophillium demersum. The coontail has whorled toothed leaves and forms large submergent masses. Small bedstraw, Gallium trifidum. The small bedstraw is a wetland edge indicator species. The stems are rough and intertwined. It has small white flowers. Beggar's tick, Bidens. The beggar's tick has ray and disc flowers and seeds with clinging spines called awns. Water Marigold, Bidens becki. The water marigold has finely disselected leaves that are paired or whorled. There are two kinds of leaves on the same plant. It is a ray and disc flower type. Watercress, Nasturtium officinale. The watercress has flowers that are four-parted and cross-like. It is prostrate, which means it lies flat in the water. It is aromatic and edible. Sundew, Drosera. The sundew is an insectivorous plant. The leaves exude a sticky fluid to trap insects. It is found in bogs and other nutrient-poor habitats. Bittersweet nightshade, Solanum Dulcamara. The bittersweet nightshade is often climbing and a terrestrial. Members of this family concentrate alkaloid toxins. The leaves are deeply lobed. Labrador tea, Ledum groenlandicum. Labrador tea is an evergreen shrub found in bogs and peatlands. It has a dense orange fur on the underside of its leaves. Sweetgale, America gale. The sweetgale is a low shrub found in bogs and northern lake edges. It has toothed leaves and is aromatic. Mare's tail, Hipparus vulgaris. The mare's tail has whorls of small leaves and is submergent. Milfoil, Mariophyllum. The milfoil has leaves that are whorled with a fishbone pattern. It is important as habitat for warm water fish species. Bladderwort, Ultracularia. The bladderwort usually has carnivorous bladders present. There are large winter buds sometimes present. It has many large dichotomous branches. Swamp Loosestrife, Decodon verticulatus. The swamp loosestrife has a square stem, flowers like a tube-like calyx, and it is found on the edges of open water. Purple loosestrife, Lithorum solicaria. Purple loosestrife has a square woody stem and flowers with tube-like calyx. It is an invasive species of disturbed wetlands. Water shield, Brasinia shruberi. The water shield has thick perennial rhizomes, or roots. The flowers are large and showy. The leaves are oval and attached in the center. Bullhead lily, Nuphar variegatum. The bullhead lily has thick perennial rhizomes. The flowers are large and showy. The leaves are rounded and notched at the base. Whitewater lily, Nymphea adorata. The whitewater lily has thick perennial rhizomes. The flowers are large and showy. The leaves are squared off at the base and notched. Water smartweed, Polygonum amphibium. The base of the petiole is sheathed, as are all smartweeds. The flowers are in spikes or whorls and are often colorful. Hairy willow herb, Epilobium hirsutum. The hairy willow herb is a tall, woody, emergent species with large yellow or white flowers. It has prominent, elongated seed pods. False loosestrife, Ludwigia. The false loosestrife is found in streams, usually prostrate or lying down. Water buttercup, or crowfoot, Ranunculus. The water buttercup has yellow or white flowers and sparse leaves, often with a small stipule at the base. Marsh marigold, Calla palustris. The marsh marigold has large, showy yellow flowers. It is often the first species to flower in the spring, and the large leaves persist after flowering is done. Water parsnip, Sium suave. The water parsnip has large, once-divided leaves and flowers in umbels. Not to be confused with the spotted water hemlock, the roots are edible. Bulbiferous water hemlock, Cicuta bulbiferia. The bulbiferous water hemlock is one of the most poisonous plants in Northern America. It is common on marsh edges and wet pastures. The seeds are contained in small bulbets. Alright, let's not forget about the narrowleaf cattail and the broadleaf cattail. I don't have pictures for these because I'm in a rush to get this done and they weren't in the Biocommons, so look it up. Take care.